Welcome to another episode of Like It or Not, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started, we have to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors that make this show possible. First and foremost, we want to give a big shout out to Barossa Transportation. Barossa Transport offers comprehensive services for all your transportation and property needs, including vehicle transport, heavy equipment hauling, property cleanup, material delivery, all that sort of stuff. Their dedicated team ensures reliable and efficient service, providing custom solutions tailored to your specific project requirements. They do it all: aggregate delivery, debris disposal and hauling, dust and maintenance mitigation, heavy equipment transportation, scrap metal recycling. Come on, man. If you got something you need to get rid of or get moved, Barossa Transport are the people to call for that. Call now, 707-358-2859, and they'll give you a free quote. Tell them your boys from Like It or Not sent you, and support the people who support the show. This episode is also sponsored by Thompson Construction. Wow, you guys, if you want somebody who's in the excavating and grading and general engineering contractor business based out of here, right here in Ukiah, Thompson Construction is the place for you. They specialize in septic system installation and repairs, land and site development for residential, commercial, agricultural, pond construction and lining, retaining wall construction, hillside grading, everything like that. They're also OQ certified for PG&E excavation and backfill, swimming pool excavation, concrete flat work, and subgrade, asphalt paving, trucking services, all sorts of stuff. At Thompson Construction, they love what they do and they take the utmost pride in their work and their customer satisfaction with great attention to detail. No job too big or too small for Thompson Construction. Give them a call today and get your quote, 707-391-7679. That's Thompson Construction. Ladies and gentlemen of Like It or Not land, if you have not been to Mystic Bodywork, this is your sign to go. Mystic Bodywork offers an array of treatments and therapies for the body, mind, and soul. They do massage, they have red light therapy, readings, facials, cupping, they do it all. They're located right here in Ukiah. They also have a holistic wellness center called The Well, and there they provide a nurturing space for personal growth and spiritual explorations. They do group classes, including yoga. They also offer metaphysical workshops focused on energy healing, meditation, and intuitive development. They provide personalized readings and rebirthing, all sorts of amazing stuff for the mind, body, and soul. Check them out at www.mysticbodywork.com to see all that they offer, or give them a call to schedule an appointment today. 707-380-4742. You won't regret it. Give them a call, Mystic Bodywork. This episode of Like It or Not is also sponsored by The Thirsty Axe. Go to thirstyaxe.com and check out all of their upcoming events. By now, you know, and if you don't know, you're about to know that the Thirsty Axe is Ukiah's awesome and amazing venue in town. They do music, they do karaoke, they do trivia, they do comedy shows, they do midget wrestling. They do it all, folks. Thirstyaxe.com has a list of all their upcoming events. They also have a full bar with amazing drink specials, a full-on melted grilled cheese menu, along with tater tots, all sorts of stuff. Their menu is fantastic as well. They're always improving, always doing something new. So please go to thirstyaxe.com and see what they have going on. Buy your tickets ahead of time and get in there and have a great time. Also, they have axe throwing, okay? Let's not forget that. It's in the name. Axe throwing is for you and your whole family. Stop by there. It's a great place to hang out. They got pool tables, free pool nights, always something going on at the Thirsty Axe, and you should be there. Big shout out to our day ones, DC Customs. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not following DC Customs on Instagram, you're missing out, dude. They've been posting the amazing creations that they do at DC Customs. So go on Instagram, give them a follow, and check out what they do. It's absolutely amazing. They turn an everyday ride into something that can climb over rocks and win car shows. I mean, it's just absolutely cool. They do it all for your boat, for your RV, for your daily driver. They got competitive tire pricing. They have a staff that's friendly and knowledgeable. Two really great things to have in this town. We can't say enough about these guys. If you need something for your vehicle or you need a new set of tires, please check out DC Customs first. You can go on their website at dccustoms.net, or you can give them a call to get your project started right away. 707-463-2227. That's DC Customs. Support the people who support the show. You know, everybody needs to get their hair cut. It's like one thing that all of us always need to do. And Drew and I have a place that you need to go to get your hair cut, because both of us go there and we look fantastic. So why wouldn't you want to look like Drew and I? If you want to look like Drew and I, dare I say, or better, you can go to the barbershop that was voted best in Lake and Mendocino County for 3 years in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Pure Blends Barbershop, located in downtown Ukiah. Call today to book an appointment, 707-472-6097. Tell the boys that Like It or Not sent you down there, and they'll give you the best fade that you've ever had in your life, or whatever you're into these days. They give you eyebrow trims. They work on your mustache. They work on my beard. Any hairs you got, they're down to trim them. That's Pure Blends Barbershop. Big shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. Please, people, if you see these people in town, if you can go support their business, please do. It helps support the show. We really appreciate them, and we appreciate you for listening. And without further ado, my name is Carter Lane.
I'm Drew Nickel.
Welcome to the show. Oh my God. I think you have a problem, bro.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my goodness.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode. I am your host, Carter Lane. This is Drew Nickel. He's also a host.
The hostess with the mostest?
Yeah. And we're back.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed our last few episodes. And it's been a while since we addressed you, but we would love it if you could go onto our YouTube channel and subscribe and like and do all the things.
Mostly subscribe. That would be cool.
Yeah. And watch.
And yeah,
watch it. You can watch the podcast, of course. That would be really cool too. But, you know, whatever you want to do, we'd be grateful.
Yeah. And we have the lovely Laura on. How do you say your last name?
Uxman.
Say that again?
Uxman.
There you go, Laura Uckman.
Yeah, people say like Utman, and Uchtman, all kinds of
I was like
I'm
Ultrich.
accepting.
I was thinking like, you know, like
Lars?
You didn't even see the letters.
I know. I look at the first letter and the last, and I make up everything in between.
You didn't even see the letters.
Is it Utherly?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my bad.
I love that.
Yeah.
You didn't even see the letters.
I start with a U. What is a Ute?
And what does Laura do?
I work at Soma, which is my business. I'm a massage therapist and a functional movement coach.
Yeah.
And I'm a doer of all things. So
Yeah, you're kind of a cool lady.
I like doing stuff. Yeah.
So I always wondered, where does the name Soma come from? Because I remember Soma was like a pill I got in Mexico that I would take to
that was my pills, dude.
What is that? I've never
It's
heard
like
of
a painkiller.
No, it's a skeletal muscle relaxer.
a Soma.
Soma.
How does it focus just on your skeletal muscles?
I don't know, but it works really well.
I didn't even know I had skeletal muscles. I thought that was bones.
That's how they hold them up.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good topic, though. We can talk about that.
Yeah, you know a lot about that kind of stuff.
I'm pretty geeky about that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. So Soma is Soma just kind of means like your connection to your body, how you feel into your body. But Soma in this sense is like, how do we connect our body to our mind and our mind to our body, and like say like, oh, they're just like a fluid kind of thing that works together.
Cool.
Does it come from somatic?
Somatic. Yep. Yeah. And I just thought it was like had a nice ring to it, Soma.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's really
Hold that microphone close to you a little bit.
How long have you been there? How long has Soma been a thing?
Soma's only been a thing for 2 years. So we're it's like my 2-year anniversary right now, actually, which is really cool. So
Awesome.
It's been nice. I've like been through the ups and downs of it because it's such a new thing for, I think, everyone. And especially in a small town where a lot of people have a lot of things. So it's been cool to like finally find my people that like really love what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's sweet.
So what did you do prior to that? So 2 years opening the business. Before that, were you here or?
Yeah, I've been
You
in.
mentioned you came here with your boyfriend beforehand, so I was curious about that.
Oh my gosh, that's like a story. I came here like magically. I didn't plan on coming to Ukiah. I didn't plan on living in Ukiah.
That's what most people who live in Ukiah say. I didn't plan on staying in Ukiah.
And it's been 5 years now. I came out here just to work some rides. I've been a massage therapist for about 10 years, and there's these rides that go down Highway 1, and I was working those rides. I met my boyfriend.
Wait, rides?
Bike rides.
Oh, okay.
A bunch of rich guys they need like a tax write-off, so they go to these foundations, like the Arthritis Foundations or the Challenged Athletes Foundation, and then they'll ride from like the Bay Area to like somewhere in Southern California. And in the fall, there's like a whole bunch of them that do it. And so I got hired.
They ride for charity.
Ride for charity.
And then it's a write-off.
Yes, exactly. But they're wonderful, and it's all for actually pretty cool causes, but it's like a 5-star event. So you have fancy hotels along the way, like you have people that like take all of your things from one place to the next. You have massages every day. So it's like an all-inclusive, really sweet event. So I worked 4 of these events. That was fun. And it was just like me thinking like, oh, I'm going to go explore California again. I lived here a long, long time ago with my parents, and then I met my partner in San Clemente, and I just like was like
The bearded fellow.
The bearded fellow. Oh, yes.
You like the bearded fellow.
I love him so much. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's really great. When I met him, I just kind of realized I wasn't going to go back to North Carolina, and the only reason we did go back was to like pick up my stuff. And yeah, but COVID happened, and it was a strange time for everyone. So we couldn't be traveling anymore. We were like kind of traveling in my truck and living in Baja for a long time, and then
Fun.
Yeah, it was sick. We were in Baja for the first 3 months of COVID, living on a beach.
Cool.
It was honestly the best thing we could do because we had
Perfect place to be.
Zero service. I didn't know about everything going on in the world as much as everyone else did. I couldn't like look at it, and we were nestled in this beach where no one was yet there. We would go into the store like every 2 weeks. Like it was amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
So we did that, and
What'd
then
you guys do with your days?
he's a surfer, so he spent a lot of time teaching me to surf, and so I
Cool.
learned a lot about surfing. We fished a lot. We would fish pretty much for most of our meals. We were making like ceviche, and so it would last, and we'd put our wetsuits on and go like waist deep and like go fishing. And
What the fuck? This is awesome.
it was amazing. Yeah, it was cool. And now we do it every year. We like go for about a month every year. We go to Baja and kind of like relive it. Yeah.
Cool.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like such a fun experience.
Yeah, everyone had a really hard time during that time, and I was like living it up.
Really? That doesn't seem so bad.
My
Yeah, that's
COVID
funny.
story is so good. It was like so good. I was really blessed. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
funny. I saw a memory pop up on my Facebook a little while ago that was just like, I'm spending more time with my kids. I'm at the gym more. I'm doing this. I'm
Yeah.
doing that. Like COVID's pretty cool.
You know, it's like so cool in a way that everyone had a time to like check out a little bit and to like reconnect.
Yeah, there's definitely good things about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drew, don't
like-
you think there was great things about it?
Oh yeah, really great, guys.
Everything's really great.
Everything's great. I remember going to Mexico. I went to Cabo San Lucas during COVID, and they had the great idea that if I got in a booth and they sprayed me from all directions like I was in a car wash.
Like with antibacterial,
I don't even know
antiviral,
what it was. I,
hand sanitizer.
right. Tequila. You know? Who knows what they were spraying, but they sure felt better about me being there after I got out of that booth, dude. It was psh, psh.
Dude, when we flew to Italy, they sprayed the whole plane with something.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
like that one bit. Dude, I was like,
Not
what
with
the
you in it.
fuck are you spraying?
Yeah.
Have you noticed in planes that there's like a smell of like a sanitizer now when you ride in plane? Like I
Yeah.
think they still spray it. I don't know. This is a conspiracy. It could be, but I think there's.
Let's get into it.
I
We
think
love
there's
it.
still something going on because every time I fly now, you can smell like there's like
That's chemtrail coming through the air
yeah,
ducts.
and then it comes right through us out the
Silver,
back.
yeah, it's aluminum. But they do. They spray them down, and then they give everybody a little alcohol wipey. So, have you flown lately?
Well, I never got the alcohol wipey.
Really?
That's nice.
Yeah, they hand them like this.
Must fly Delta or something.
Yeah. What do you mean?
After your flight?
Before, like when you're getting on the plane, so you can wipe down your little space and your
That's
tray and all your stuff.
Yeah,
They don't do that shit for you anymore?
Not on
They're
Southwest.
like, clean your own shit.
Dude, they don't do nothing in it for you anymore, unless you're in the
Fuck.
front of the plane. Then you get a little bit of love. But
Yeah.
if you're back there behind the curtains, dude,
You get shit.
you ain't get nothing, dude.
I fly Southwest. There's no curtain.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all one, huh?
You fight for your seat, man. You just like-
I really want to sit next to him.
The bearded guy. He's mine.
oh, you never want him to sit next to a cute girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get that.
Get
Get you out of
go
there.
sit
It-
next to that
it-
old lady.
It only takes a 3.5 hour flight for things to get sideways, huh?
Remember when we flew back from DC and you were next to that big fat guy with that was in the you were in the middle seat and the guy next to you was eating candy off of his belly?
He was eating wafer
I
cookies.
remember that.
And they kept crumbling down. And then by the end of the flight, he had a pile of cookie crumbs. I so bad. It's a weird thing to talk about. I so badly just want to reach over and be like,
Take a tiny broom. Just
well, the thing was like,
Then he took his milk and he was like dumping the milk.
no.
dude, but he kept spilling over into my seat. So I had like a really hot, warm love handle on me that wasn't mine. Along with this cookie crumbs. It was
Fucking hate planes.
that was literally the day where I was like,
Was there skin or was it just shirt? Like
it was shirt.
it was shirt.
Yeah, a little. I think it might have pulled up or something. I was like trying to like stuck the little safety magazine thing like in between, just so people could have awareness.
Create a blood-brain barrier.
Yeah,
Hey, you know about those, right?
We have those.
Blood-brain barriers.
They're there.
So you know about all the body and how it works and muscles and all that. What is your like specialty?
So yeah, I try to know as much as I can. I've like had an evolution of what I like to do and what is my specialty. Right now, I'm like really focused on functional movement. So
Functional patterns?
functional patterns is the modality. That's like a corporation of itself, and that's where I did all my training and classes and everything. And they're really amazing. And
Wink,
be-
wink. Yeah.
and it's based off training the way like the first four, which are like how we stand, how we walk, how we run, how we throw, because those are the things like we were evolved to do. A lot of times like modern training is based off a lot of Olympic training and a lot of like bilateral same plane kind of movements, and so we get kind of stuck in that, and it starts to compress our body over time. So we work to like decompress the body and to work within the fascial lines. And the fascial lines, like fascia tissue all over our body, we have like big stripes, ribbons that connect, that hold us up. And a lot of times we think like our muscle holds us up, our bones hold us up. Like you go to a chiropractor and they're saying, oh, click, 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 click. I'm going to like realign you. But honestly, like it's not really realigning you. You're just like making popping noises. And what
Really?
realigns you is like actually your musculature and your fascial system, but more so your fascial system. Your muscles are just like hydraulic pumps, like they're just pumping fluids. And then your fascial system is like the smart tissue that's like telling everything how to coordinate, if that makes sense.
yeah.
That tissue is where all the nerve endings are too, right?
A lot. Yes.
Yeah.
It's completely innervated. It's like smart tissue. It's like very conductive. So like literally like frequency electrical pulses get sent through it, and it's like full of water. So it's like movement, things like that start to like make it move and flow. So that's why movement's so helpful to like heal the body. But yeah, so nervous system tissue, it like helps send messages to all of your body, which makes you be as like more of a unit. Like we can move, like I can figure out how my ribs twist and my hips like alternate that to make me walk. things like that. When we start to lose track of that, we start to think isometrically, like I'm just going to like work on a bicep, I'm going to work on my hamstrings. Then we like, just like modern medicine, we're putting everything into pieces, and that's not really the solution, because like
It's about the whole and the way it's all connected.
Yeah.
As opposed to just me getting like my biceps
jacked.
big.
Yeah, exactly. And you can get like your biceps big in this like functional way, but it's just a little different. Yeah.
What drew you to that?
I was really tired of working with people and not having a solution to help them further. Like I had been a massage therapist at that point for about 6 years, and fortunately my body felt really good. I think I've always had like an intuitive nature about where I should have my body, but I wanted to be able to teach other people how to hold themselves, how to move through the world, how to make themselves stronger, because just massaging someone wasn't the solution. It was like really frustrating, because it was just like they were just coming back to me over and over. And I would say, oh, hey, try this little exercise and try this thing, or think about your body like this. But it didn't have like a practical method to like be like, this is exactly what you need to do to make it all better. And it's been cool. After 2 years, I've helped people, like, which is the neatest thing. And I'm giddy about it. I don't even have to make money to do it at this point. Like, I mean, thank God I do, but it makes me so happy to see people like go from being in like excruciating chronic pain to like starting to slowly figure it out and like lessen their pain, know how to hold themselves, you know, like they're coming to me saying they can go to work and like their knee doesn't hurt anymore. And like, I can pick up my kid and my back doesn't hurt anymore. And I think about you all day when I'm moving, Laura. Like, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So when you get adjusted by a chiropractor, you think that they're just making popping sounds, or
So
I kind of got addicted to like watching chiropractic videos on Instagram where they're like popping people's neck and they're like, oh yeah.
I think there's a release there. I think they definitely feel something, you know, because I've only been to a couple chiropractors, so I don't have a ton of experience with them, and they've only been for short stints. But I don't think it's a lasting change. Some people think it is, but then some people tell me they see their chiropractor every 2 weeks. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't think, to me, that's not lasting. But I don't know. I think it's a lot of just like the pressure in our joints, like cracks, like, you know, like this is just like the pressure suction in my joint that's popping. But it's not me like pulling something back together. I don't think. I think it's my tissues pulling me and holding me up.
I can imagine it might be a piece to the puzzle. You know, like getting something. I believe that something can get out of place, and that maybe you can have help to put that back into place. But then also like supporting the muscle and the tissue around it and things like that to like keep it back in place. Does that make any sense?
I don't think that it's gonna stay back in place, even if they momentarily pop something. Like, say, like we're gonna realign your hip. I don't think that momentarily like alignment is gonna like the second you stand up, you're gonna go, your musculature's, it's like ropes and pulleys, right? So if it's like, if I have one pulley a little bit tight over here, then this one's gonna get it a little bit loose, and so we're all ropes and pulleys, right? And that's what our musculature and like fascial system is, and it's holding our bones up. It's a concept called tensegrity, like tension and integrity. So the tensegrity is what holds us up. If you ever seen a tensegrity bridge, like a bridge that's not just like held up by like straight posts, but it's got like all these ropes and wires that like hold it up. It's a neat concept. You'll have to look that up. Yeah. So
Let's do it right now.
yeah, tensegrity bridges. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So you can see like there's no one like straight up and down point holding it all together.
Yeah.
And so our body is a tensegrity unit. So a lot of people think that we are held by our bones. Our bones are like intrastructure, like they're internal structures. So they do a lot for us, right? But they're not what like holds us together. It's like all these pieces have to be ropes and pulleys tightened to get put into place. Our bones are just this like little bit of structure, like holding it together, but the muscles are like
a sailboat.
manipulating the bones. Yes, a lot like the tension of a sailboat.
Or a
exactly.
tent or something, right? Like,
Yeah, because like that mast is not like really attached. I have like our sailboat, one bolt holds that mast in, but there's 6 lines, boof, 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 holding that tension to hold that mast up. That's a great example. Exactly, that's tensegrity.
Interesting.
Good job, Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Very
Thank you. Yeah.
Very good, dude. Very good.
Tensegrity, that's the word I learned today.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because like a lot of the way our body breaks down over time is just from our bad posture, bad habits, the way we sleep, ride in cars, things like that. Like I know for you, like a big thing is like the shoes, right? You like the barefoot shoes, and you'd probably look at these and be like, "Boo."
Yeah. So that was a lot. So yeah, our body does break down over time. We could talk about the shoes. Shoes for me it's really important for my foot to move how I was evolved to move. My foot has a big spread, a lot like my hands do. In the one class you came to, we talked a lot about the toe beans and the finger beans, right?
Yeah.
Like our little toe beans. And so that's what we really want a lot of like contact.
Toe beans.
Toe beans. Have you like
The one class I went to.
yeah, the one class. That is really cool, yeah.
Wow. Toe beans. What?
There they are. Those are toe beans.
Yeah. So we kind of have toe beans.
Yeah.
So we want a lot of pressure there. And when we look at a Van or a Nike, shoes were designed at one point, like for some reason, people decided that this was a really fashionable look to have like a point in the middle. But our foot, if you notice, like when you see like a foot, like my point's going to be up here at my big toe, and then it's going to veer down after that. So when you buy like a barefoot shoe or a foot shaped shoe, it's going to have that shape. It's going to let your foot spread. So then you have like full contact. When we don't have full contact, we end up taking our foot, which is like if this was my big toe mound, I'm like always squeezing it like this, and I end up kind of doing this. And so when you develop a bunion, you can see that's where my bunion would develop, right? Like right here.
Yeah.
And so like that's what people are doing when we're wearing conventional shoes is we're always kind of like doop doop, and it doesn't allow my foot to go whoop boop like that is what it goes, and it goes over that and then that's where the bunion
And
comes.
you're pushing off that point instead of,
And then you wonder why your hips and your knees hurt.
because it's all connected.
Yeah, I
Hip
get
bone's
people
connected to your knee bone.
Yeah, tensegrity.
Integrity.
We just came up with a new gang.
Remember that movie? Remember Dude, Where's Your Car? They're like, Voltan.
Yeah.
The fucking,
Integrity.
yeah, that's a cool image right there. That's what you're talking about the ribbons kind of going through your body.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that's...
That would be like, yeah, this would be like the spiral line. This would be like the front and the back line. And so when we exercise, I'm going to teach you how to connect those lines. So I'm never going to just say do a press. I'm going to say do a press and like lift your leg in a certain way on the opposite side so you can connect your pec to your opposite adductor. And you have this like connective like right through here, right? This is like a spiral line. So I would think like, and then I would bring this knee up. But so that would be like what you would train fascially as like, and then what it does is that's a walking pattern that we use our spiral line when we walk. We like twist, twist, twist every time you walk. A lot of people don't, and they lose that, and then they get pain because you're not like letting your body go whoop, whoop. And this is what creates momentum. This is like torsion. Yeah, right. We don't have to go that far. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there.
What body part is that?
Okay.
That's the spine?
We're just gonna say this is your ribs
He's
and
wearing
this
the
is
bad
your
hat
hips.
today, not me. I'm on my best behavior.
You didn't have to start laughing, dude.
His shirt, his hat says bad.
Yeah.
He's bad.
Yeah, he's bad.
So this is your ribs and this is your hips.
Okay.
And they have to, we're gonna do it like this.
I mean, you don't have to stop on my
That's
account.
much better, dude.
And they have to move in opposite directions to propel you forward.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, and that's just one little way to think about it. But we have lots of like little lines in our body.
Does this start with kids when they're learning how to walk?
Oh man, I love working with kids.
Yeah.
I love working with kids. I work very differently with kids because kids aren't dealing with pain like us adults are. It's quite like you might notice like not saying all of them, but a lot of the kids I work with aren't dealing with lots of pain. We just start to notice that like, oh, my daughter's pigeon-toed and I want to come in and see what we can do about that. But we work from a play kind of format. And we work with the same concepts, the same thing, all working towards like unilateral movement, meaning like 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, like walking, running, things like that.
Because it seems like that's where you form your habits,
You do, yeah.
right? And then that plays into having pain later in life because your body gets worn out, right?
A lot of times people live with the same posture their whole life. And they think like when their shoulder starts to hurt one day when they're 45 or 35 or 55, they think, oh, my shoulder hurts because I did something this time. But it's like, well, you've probably been in that posture your whole life. I mean, we go to school and we sit at desk all day. So it's like, that's what kids do. Not very many kids are lucky enough
now they're going
to,
like this all day.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's going to really show up for people.
I bet.
Yeah.
You know, I have sore thumbs, right?
Yeah.
But I like the, it's interesting to me because it's like you were saying, like from the shoes you're wearing to the way that you walk, all of a sudden people have hip pain, lower back pain, and they think like you're saying, like, oh, it's caused from, I don't know why it's my hip.
Yeah.
And people don't ever think like it's because you're wearing those ridiculous shoes or
because you walk with your legs out, or you're not rotating enough, or maybe you're just not, you don't know how to like decompress your body, lift yourself up. Like that's a big thing that I work on with people is like how to use like your spring systems in your body. Like our core is a spring system, our adductors are a spring system, your arch is a spring system. Like they're made to like carry load and then decompress. But a lot of time we just like let it carry the load and we just like fall into that. And you can see that when people like lose their core and they start to like slouch, and then that's like that's why we'll get like that low back pain.
Yeah. All right. So what are the top 5 most common things that you see people do that are probably the worst thing for you? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, is it slouching? Is it, I know like one thing I tend to do is when I'm standing, instead of standing evenly on both feet and using my spine and like, I'll be leaning on one leg. And then, you start to realize like, oh dude, everything's sore because I just keep leaning on one leg all day long like a weirdo. You ever do that? Like, you know what I mean?
No, but I've seen you do it a bunch.
Weirdo.
So many people do that though. They have like their little kickstand leg and then they'll lean over to one and like the other leg's like kind of tilted out. And you can see that right away. Everyone does different things. I wouldn't say there's like one bad thing that anyone does. And it's not even like we have to like walk around super structured all the time. I think the more I train this stuff, the more I feel like I don't have to like think about it,
become self-conscious.
Yeah, like I don't, because if you think about it too much, you just get neurotic and rigid. And so like the idea is with this training is that we can take some of the neuroticism out of it. Like, and then when you're living your life, you just like, I trained for this. I like, nope.
Yeah.
I keep doing that. That's so funny.
You're cracking pepper, right? Cracking pepper.
For this.
But that's what well, the reason I do that and like to make it a serious thing is because that's really important. Like how our ribs move with our hips, right? Our spring system. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I noticed this like as once you round that 40 age, you're like it matters more, And I noticed one thing that I do, so I was wondering like, what's the top 3?
Yeah.
I sleep.
Am I doing that thing?
With my arm under my pillow and all the time, and now I just notice I'm like, I got a crick in my neck and my arm hurts all the time, and so I'm like, I wonder if I should be sleeping like.
Well, that goes.
No, you should be sleeping like Batman, dude, hung upside down.
Yeah, is that cool?
Decompress, right?
Yeah.
Pull it out of you. No, let's talk about sleeping. Do you know what's the best way to sleep and all that stuff?
It goes back to the way you move. A lot of like you think that I slept really funny and my shoulder hurts, which maybe like sleeping like this is pretty intense. But if your body was moving better all through the day, it doesn't matter how you sleep. It doesn't matter how you rest. Look at me right now. You think this looks like good posture, right? But I'm not in pain because I'm training this way and I'm conscious when I'm walking. And most of the time I'm pretty conscious when I'm standing, but I sleep in all kinds of ways. I sleep on my stomach. I sleep sideways. I sleep on my back. Like I sleep on my left side sometimes. Like I'm all over the place. And
you sleep upside down like a bat?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Every once in a while.
We have a few bats in our house.
That was in Mexico. That's what she did.
Okay, so what else am I interested in?
Tell me more.
I have super flat feet.
Yeah.
What do I do with that?
Well, step one,
she just mentioned arches as being the spring thing. So do I not have springs?
Well, you're not taking good advantage of your springs right now. Yeah. And it's not because, and sometimes it's not just because you have flat feet. Yes, those muscles need to probably get strengthened, but it might be something happening in your hips. And it might be that
I've always had them.
and it will, remember, it goes back to childhood, right? Like you might have always had this pattern of like turning your hips out or turning your hips in, and then your feet have to like find balance with that.
My feet are also like this when I stand.
There you go. So like when you're like this, you're like having to push into this to kind of help balance you. And it could be shoes too. Man, conventional shoes suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. I like, that's why I speak. Like, if you've seen my Instagram, that's like, I post every day, wear barefoot shoes, like put them on. But it's, they were just designed for
What about
fashion.
flip-flops?
Flip-flops are, you grip every time you take a walk. So every time you step, so you're like grabbing with your toes. So you would want to wear something that had this is fine, but you don't have a back strap on it.
What's barefoot shoes? Will you bring those up? I want to see what those look like.
Those are those toe sock shoes.
No, not always. They're actually, look up Vivos. Those are cute. Yeah.
Get some. Let's find the ugliest ones you can find.
No, Drew.
That's what he was talking about, those toe ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ones that first came out.
The
right?
Vibram
the very
five fingers.
Yeah.
That's what I started with way back when. And
Yeah, the ones that, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, they give you like lizard feet, and then you can like climb the walls with them. Your little toes are all individually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
these-
Those.
Yeah.
So these are you're saying these are great for your feet.
Well, see, those aren't exactly what I'm talking about, though. So this is more what the more modern, like, barefoot shoes. So
Okay.
it actually looks like a shoe, right? If you click on it and you go to there you go. And then you go to their shoes, they'll give you like a front view.
It's
like,
square-toed.
Go down, and then you'll see like a front view of the shoe at some point.
Go back to the other one. It was I saw a different picture. And
Okay,
then go down.
There you go. Look at that. See that one with the Converse to the left side of the screen?
Yeah.
There you go. The Converse, and that one, you're almost there. There you go. Click, click. That one. So you see how that's shaped, and so you see how it's pointed at the big toe. And
I'm
then
literally
rounded out.
wearing that Converse shoe basically right now.
Yeah, with
right?
those Vans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the square toed shoes. Those are square barefoot shoes. What about the heel? He's got the nice heel on his. Is that a little bit better?
No.
It makes them taller.
Oh, dude, I need a pair of those. man.
Yeah, Drew, what are you wearing those flat shoes for, dude?
I get the ones with the heels in there, like you can't see, so I'm taller. So okay, so these.
Go ahead. No, talk shit about my shoes. Come on.
I'm not talking shit about your shoes.
No, I welcome it. I'm just kidding.
I think it's one of the shoes.
These are not supposed to be good for you, right?
No, because
Like-
it's gravity. I mean, you're always like falling into gravity, and it's going to make you like probably heel strike, and then you're going to live more down into your toes, and that also can squish your toes, but also just like distribute weight forward. Or you distribute weight back because you're trying to balance your shoe. But typically, like with women that wear high heels, they distribute their weight forward. That's why they stick their butts out so much.
High heels and big boobs are
multiple
terrible for you, huh?
It's the saddest story ever.
Yeah, darn it.
Everyone's gonna wear barefoot shoes to the club now.
Yeah. Dang, dude.
Look at them dance.
This sucks.
Look at them functionally dancing out there with champagne.
Kombucha water,
Functioning dance patterns.
It's champagne kombucha.
mushroom water.
Yeah. So, all right. So, do you have like a routine when you get up in the morning? Do you do exercises? Like, if I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this, what is some simple things I could do to just make sure I'm, functionally strengthening my body?
Go to her classes.
Yeah, I think that would be the best thing. And that's like, I mean, I'll be real. People ask me every day. I massage clients, like, what are a few exercises I can do at home that can help? And honestly, that's not the point, right? The point is to learn your body and to know your habits and to know what feels good and what is good and to learn about yourself. Like, it's just not a few exercises and done. Like, that's where, like, I think a lot of PT gets it wrong is they hand people a sheet of exercises, go do these exercises. Nobody knows what the fuck those exercises mean and what they're doing in their bodies. If they knew what they meant and what it was supposed to mean with, like, translate to movement, to their life, then that's when you heal, because it has to be like a all the time kind of thing. And it happens in little bits, it's like you learn, like, oh, like, I should have my shoulders like this, and oh, I should like make my rib cage feel like this, and it happens really slowly. But unfortunately, it's like tough to understand all those things without like deeper learning.
And I'm a person that doesn't walk around all day being like, how am I walking right now?
No.
You know? Or
No.
like, how am I standing?
Well, it just
Like
seems like
sometimes
it should be something you're born good at. Like,
Yeah.
you
Like
know.
we're human. Why did we lose
Right.
this?
Yeah, how come I don't know how to walk?
because
That
they
seems
manufacture
weird.
these motherfuckers and fuck you all up.
That school, sitting at desks, like, you know, phones, computers, all those things like kind of mess us up. And I mean, industrial society, like you just have to kind of, we're not meant to do that. We're meant to like forage and sleep half the day, like, and hunt and like
Wait,
things
you
like
have me
that.
at the second half.
Yeah.
Sleep half the day? What? Did somebody say that?
Yeah.
Like we're not meant for this like world, or we weren't evolved for this. Like it's happened really fast, right? So
Yeah.
So
That's why aliens look all fucked up, huh?
man,
Because they evolved into being like, we had phones.
well, the aliens are us in the future.
Yeah, right. Exactly. They came,
That's what we are going to evolve to. Yeah.
don't sit at your desk.
That's why they
kids.
have the big fucking finger, the big pointer finger. You know? ET phone home has that big old.
Yeah, that's so he can scroll.
Remember toe fingers?
Oh God.
What are that? What's that?
It was this woman at the airport, and we missed our flight. Yeah, and we looked down.
Look it
and
up.
she's
I think
all-
it's a real thing.
And she literally had fingers sewn onto her toes sewn onto her hands.
No, they weren't sewn on.
I'm pretty sure she got like held a
It
firework, and it blew her fingers off, and then
This
they
fucking
put toes on instead.
This guy, it just looked like her
There you go.
fingertips.
Wait.
Top.
No,
her,
no,
right,
Her
no.
toes
not
or her finger?
like
Her
that.
fingers looked like toes.
She was typing. She was like the lady typing on the thing, and we noticed like it was very aggressive typing, you know. And so we're like
It
looking
was like
over
tap
the
tap
thing,
loud. It was
She'd
like
had, like,
and she
really-
had like bubbles on the end of her fingers, like they looked like toes, kind of.
sort
on the
of.
end
But
her
I still
finger.
haven't seen one that
was
looked like it.
I
bubbles.
wonder-
Yeah,
A
maybe it
little
was
bit, a little bit, kind of like
clubbed
that lady.
toes.
Yeah,
No,
like-
yeah,
Oh, there
like
you go.
that kind of, but more
Clubbed
extreme.
fingers.
more extreme.
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
So
I've
we
never
were pretty
actually
sure she
seen it.
go down
was
on
an
the other
alien.
side where that picture is.
Well, how unfortunate
Yeah.
to have a job where
Yeah,
everyone's
like that, dude. Just big.
I don't
old-
know. Maybe it was her thing though. Maybe she's really good at typing because she's got those big fingers.
maybe, and she developed. She like
Maybe I bet
That's
she
like me,
sucks
like, I
at
have
sending a
huge
text
hands.
though.
Aw. Talk to text. Hello.
get a
She's all, thank
stylist.
God.
Yeah, none of these are.
So,
as extreme
anyways,
as her,
dude,
but-
yeah, come on.
Well, this is kind of fun.
Why'd you have to
now.
bring that up, Drew?
Did I bring-
about-
You brought that
Talk
up.
about old shit, bro.
Thank you. You brought it up. Thank you, Laura. I'm glad you were here.
You gotta talk about the old shit.
Laura Ulrich got my back.
Ulrich.
Don't fuck it up, dude.
I'm a German man.
Yeah,
We probably got Viking heritage though.
you think so?
Oh, I
A
mean,
little
dude, look
conquering
at
in
me,
your
dude.
blood. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a little Viking going.
Yeah.
on.
I'm okay with that.
It's pretty rad.
I was like a shield maiden or something.
Do you like?
what's a
That's
shield
why.
maiden? Like you made in shield. And you're like, here
Yes.
you go.
I don't know. I'm not because this is probably I'm not historically accurate, but I think the shield maidens like they were women that went to like war.
Oh,
like
here we
right,
go.
like there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's bring up. a
Yeah, that
shield
looks
maiden.
just like you.
There we go. I could put my hair like that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Give me that leather outfit.
Do it.
Shave the
I
side
think
of
my
your head.
bearded man would like that.
Do you?
Yeah, all right. Like it or
Bearded
not,
man's like,
bud.
hell yeah, Shield Maiden.
Yeah.
Do you like cold exposure? And
Not as much anymore. I used to be
Okay.
really into it. I'm still like totally down for like a river jump that's really cold, and I love like testing myself in that way. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
super
Viking blood,
fun.
dude.
Yeah, I like it. If I would say like would I recommend it to a bunch of people, probably not. It's quite as much as I might have would have. That's like something I've kind of adapted on. It kind of heightens your nervous system, like adds cortisol, like it kind of like elevates it, right? And that's why we kind of feel good afterwards. Just like you feel good after a long run. It's kind of painful, and then it's like, ooh.
I don't ever feel good after a long run.
Oh, okay. Take my class.
Not even once. Yeah. Take her class. You'll be running all over in toe shoes.
Fuck yeah. I'm down with it.
Oh, just not the Vibram 5 fingers though. We don't have to wear those anymore.
No, there's
The
other
what?
options.
There's like fashionable styles now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank goodness for that, because no one was getting
Yeah.
a date with those 5-finger toe shoes.
What, remember that bass player that we played with forever that wore them
Yeah.
all the time?
Did he get dates? Bass players get dates.
Not
this guy.
one.
Oh dang! I was gonna say I like always used to check out the
Sorry,
bass player.
Evan, dude. That's fucked up.
He got one girlfriend and kept her for a long time.
He married her, dude.
She was wonderful, and so were his toe shoes. He
I think she wore them too.
He did love them. He really kind of sprung around on stage like he was feeling better than everybody else.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. He would jump the whole show.
Because
He'd play his bass and
feeling
jump.
his feet, man.
And yeah, he has
Feeling
his toe
good.
shoes.
all right, I'm gonna get me some.
I bet
toe
his
shoes.
knees didn't hurt.
No, she's saying we don't have to anymore because there's fashionable ones. What
There's
about those
fashionable
behind you?
The fashionable ones.
Are those good? Nice flat ones.
Nobody likes those shoes.
I just want you in like some of those bubble weights, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like with the big.
We come to pump you up.
Here we go.
You could have you substitute the class one day with those shoes.
No, but your class is cool. I've done your class a few times, more than once.
Yeah.
I don't know. She said once.
I noticed that.
The one time you
The
came.
she meant the last time I was there.
Don't know about that.
Okay, I
His
went
wife
twice.
comes all the time,
Ah, yeah.
She
so he's
does.
like coming vicariously through her.
I want to come more often because it's cool.
Bad.
Get out of here, bad guy.
She's doing this and fucking coming vicariously.
I'm coming all the time. man.
Life does.
The cool thing about the class is I'm not a huge yoga person, just to be honest. Like I
Yeah.
kind of hate it.
I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, and it's just like a little extreme for me. And I feel like most classes they get to this point where they have to be like extreme and intense. And what I liked about your class, and I'm not saying like it was easy by any stretch, like it's not, but it's cool in that like, you know, you don't end up with sore knees or any of this. Like by the end of it, you're like, I didn't get crazy weird into having to do anything, but like my body's sore. Like, so I know that it was engaged, and it's cool how you can engage, like you said, all of these muscles in different parts of your body without having to do like goofy shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, they're doing goofy shit, but
but you know what
We're
I mean?
doing
looks-
Like,
it's definitely goofy shit. People like
I
get
remember
real
seeing you
thrown
guys-
off by it.
oh yeah,
But-
that's true.
I remember seeing
Yeah.
you guys while I was training, and they're all over there being like, "Okay, now hold it,
Yeah.
hold it."
In the
right?
beginning, it's a lot of holding because you like the only way to teach your body is to make it uncomfortable for an extended period of time, so you
Sure,
kind of
so you
remember.
feel where-
Yeah, and you can build tension over that period of time. And so those are like where we do like isometrics. But I think that it's really cool that you say that it's not too extreme, because that's kind of the point. We want to live in this like medium balance with our tensions, right? Because we're ropes and pulleys, and we want our ropes and pulleys to be balanced. And I think
What a great metaphor for life.
ropes and pulleys.
Yeah, we want everything to be balanced.
Yeah,
right? We don't want to be
100%.
like this. We
Yeah.
want to be.
Well, yeah, work-life balance, right? I don't want this pulley pulling harder, so this pulley has to extend itself. You know, it's like, and that's the same thing with our body. And I think most people leave my class feeling better than they felt like before. Sometimes some muscle soreness, that's normal, but a lot of times we recalibrate, and like somebody might have knee pain that before class, and then that's gone. No more knee pain.
Yeah, I don't necessarily mean soreness and like, but just in the fact that you could tell you did something.
Yeah, the good muscle soreness, that's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
We want that.
And and it's cool because it like sneaks up on you. It's like you can get a good workout without feeling like, oh God, I got to go back there and do that again. Like you're excited to go because it doesn't take so much out of you as much as it kind of like gives you energy. You know, I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm saying that right, but
No, I love that.
that's how I'll go
exactly
anytime.
what I want. Yeah.
I got to start scheduling it in because after I go, I'm
Put
like,
that on the Google.
we need to do that more of that. I feel great.
You need to write a review for the one class you did.
It's better than 40 minutes of downward dog in a 120-degree room.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Jesus.
Well, that's another thing that like just like heightens cortisol. Like it makes you stress. Like extremes, right? Like I mean, and that's why I'm not a big cold person anymore. Like I don't force myself to be in cold, or I don't mind, because I think my nervous system is like very regulated at this point in my life. But I wouldn't recommend it to someone who doesn't have a regulated nervous system. Like it would like encourage that dysregulation. But yeah.
I make myself take a 3-minute cold shower every day.
Nice.
5 days a week.
I love that.
But now I'm feeling like maybe I don't have to do this anymore.
No, dude.
It depends on your goals, though. You know,
Yeah.
it's like if like someone came to me and they're like, I'm so stressed in my life, my kids are driving me crazy, blah blah blah. I would say go take a hot bath, like
Yeah.
relax, like decompress. Like a cold shower is just gonna freak you out. Like,
Yeah.
but for me and for you, it sounds like I like the cold challenge. Like I feel like, oh yeah, I'm staying calm in this like kind of uncomfortable situation, and so that's when I would say like, yeah, like mess around with it, have fun. But I would never recommend it to someone who's like not already regulated.
Yeah. Like if I try to get
Lord
my
knows Drew's regulated.
He's like
mount up.
Zen Buddha over here.
Yeah.
He's kind of more like Trump Buddha, but whatever. I'm just kidding, dude. I love you.
It's
I love
fine,
you.
it's fine. No,
I'm
don't-
picking on you a little bit, but I love you.
Don't worry about it. I can take it.
You
Yeah.
not offended?
That's why he takes his cold shower so he can take it. man.
Yeah. He's in the cold
The
shower.
rest of my day is easy after a cold shower.
You're in his head the whole time.
Yeah.
Who's going to carry the boats?
Yeah, I like getting in after the I get in the hot tub for a few minutes
Oh, yeah. see,
and then
that's
I get
balance.
out, but I'm like I don't like heat very much. So I can't stay in there very long.
Biking.
So I have to get out and then I get right into the pool. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, cool. Now I'm
We got to go in the river.
in the pool. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, is it deep? Is it good for swimming? Is
100%
there a
no.
hole, like a swimming hole?
Well, there is, but it's good for cold plunging because it comes out of the bottom of the lake, and so there's like these spots where you can like put yourself in like a little deep spot, almost like a little nook and then the cold water just goes over you because when you take a cold plunge, like you can get the thermo like warm it up right around you,
That just like swoops it right off.
and it's just constantly
Yeah.
moving cold water over you, so it's like it's
I'm
a
into
challenge.
it. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good. I can stay in a long time as long as I keep my fingers and my head out.
Yeah.
I like to put my head under for short periods of time.
Yeah. I dunk like right at the very end.
Yeah. Yeah, I like cold plunging. It's cool.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm in for it.
Yeah.
No hate.
What other kind of fads people are doing?
Yeah, let's talk.
That we could talk about. I don't know.
What about I guess it's still cold exposure, but I've seen those people going into the cryo chambers
Never
where
did
it's
that.
like really fucking cold for like
Is
a
it
very
nitrogen
short amount of
gas
time.
that they use?
I don't know what it is,
I
but
think
it's
a gas is a gas that they
Yeah,
use.
it's-
What do they use for that? Cryotherapy?
Let's see. Cryotherapy is known.
Well, there's a variety. Yeah.
extreme cold to freeze and destroy abnormal tissue. Which has
Okay.
tumors and
You gotta
stuff.
put stuff like-
No, but I've seen it be used for like recovery.
Yeah.
Muscle recovery to get the
for
lactic
athletes
acid
and
out.
things like that.
Yeah.
But I guess that's similar to cold plunging.
You got to cover
know
up
what
like
other-
your nipples
I wonder
and
which
stuff.
one's more like.
Yeah, you got to cover up your hands and your like bits from
That's why I wonder if it's like
From freezing, dude.
It's a gas. Look, I mean, obviously, right? Like it's. So I want to say it's
negative
nitrogen gas.
152.
Yeah, no thanks.
But I feel like I don't know if I don't know. I'd rather get in a cold plunge versus like that seems a little weird. to me.
It looks like he's got
What about cupping?
I like cupping.
Never had it done.
I do cupping. It's cool. It's like it spreads the tissues. It like takes the layers of tissues and pulls
Is
them
this
apart.
what they have sausage back like this?
Yeah,
You never seen this?
dude.
I've had it done, but I didn't know it looked like that back there while it was going on. Dude, that's
I think
gross.
that
That's why you were face down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I think that when I do it all the time because I'm like, oh, if this person knew what this looked like, they would not want to do this maybe. But it does. It looks really intense because your skin like bubbles up into the little cup. And
So why are you doing? Oh my God, it's
Well,
turned into brains.
that's
Pull-
wet cupping. I don't do
Pulling
that.
toxins.
What's wet cupping? The blood comes
that.
out.
Yeah, it's that. I don't know about that one.
Is it? Does it?
They needle it a little bit beforehand, and so it draws blood. And I don't know about that. I presume they imagine that it takes like old blood out, whatever, and then new blood can form in, and maybe that helps with healing. But
Wet cupping, huh?
I don't
That
know.
is horrible.
Yeah, I
That's-
would never do that.
That's like some medieval shit where they're like,
Yeah, like drain
bleed it out.
Yeah, bleed it out. Get out the leeches.
yeah,
that is probably what it's about.
Yeah.
They just
So
suck
what is
that
supposed to
shit
be
out.
happening while you're getting cupped like that?
Well, I think
Toxins are coming out, right?
that's people say that. I don't
Stale
know.
blood?
If it helps the lymph system move at all, or if it helps toxins. In my mind, I think that it takes the layers that are all stuck together and then it kind of like pulls them apart. And right, fascia tissue is in between all those layers. That webby tensegrity is all in between that, and so that kind of like pulls apart. And like if you kind of like let it pull apart for a moment, it might help with adhesions. And that's kind of what my mind goes. Adhesions is when that fascia tissue gets like knotted up. And I think that's the way
So
it
you're
works.
doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Scratch it off
What?
the list for Drew.
No,
Dog,
Drew
dude.
don't want to do it. I thought you said you have.
I
don't-
thought you said you did cupping.
I did do it once.
You wouldn't do it again.
Well,
Why'd you do it?
I feel like your body would respond well to cupping.
Yeah, because I thought it was cool. I thought
Yeah.
it was like good for me. But now that I'm looking at these back titty things, I'm
What?
like,
These are back udders, dude.
it looks a little brutal. And then when I saw the bloody,
JJ likes that one
the
too.
black, the bloody ones, it's like they're
Bloody
making-
back udders.
Dude, I would never do that bloody one. That's weird.
Oh, dude.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
But
But
I
did you
thought it
feel
was
better
good.
after? Like,
Yeah, I
what did
think
it do
so.
for you?
Well, I had a spot where it hurt, and like in my, I don't know, and I thought it had like pooled like dead blood in there or something. They were trying to like pull it out or something, but maybe that's not what it was. I don't know.
Yeah, it pulls blood up, and presumably that if you pool blood like that, like pull it to one place, like our blood helps us heal because it has like all of these nutrients in it and stuff, right? It's like flowing through your body. So if you like attract more, so I think a lot of it's like the idea of that, but. I
No
think it's
more? You
just
don't want to
like-
see any more of this? We can take that down now,
Can we
Dongle.
go ahead and take that off the screen, please? Holy
Much
cats!
Yeah, look, his eyes were just like so big.
Glued onto it. Huh?
Like,
You got to be careful what you put on that
I
screen.
look like a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, I don't know what else are people doing these days.
Acupuncture. What do you think about that? We're just gonna start throwing shit against
just
the wall.
throwing
Yeah,
random
acupuncture.
Hey, what do you think about that?
You
Huh?
are the
No,
expert
don't
of
look that
everything.
shit up.
Oh,
You're gonna
God.
freak him out again.
A lot of people get a lot of great benefit from acupuncture. I don't get much of it.
I like
but
the idea of it working with the what is it, meridians or
Meridians,
whatever.
mhm.
Yeah.
energy lines.
Yeah.
I totally feel like we have energy lines, and that's all like related. You know, like
For sure.
Yeah.
Have you heard of somatic tapping?
Yeah, I that really helped me through a big part of my life, honestly. Like I had a therapist. Yeah, it's like it's cool. It works with affirmation is like
Yeah.
how he taught it. And
Yeah.
and so it's like if you're in a stressful situation, you can like release remove yourself. I don't know if you want to tap in front of a bunch of people, it's kind of strange, but you just like tap certain parts of your body and like you go through these affirmations and then you like come back to your palm and like yeah, I don't do it as much anymore, so I can't like step by step it, but
Yeah, we're
it
gonna
was
have
cool.
somebody on. There's a local lady that is a therapist and uses this as one technique, and
Yeah.
she's gonna come on and do some with us.
Yeah, I think it's just another way of grounding yourself to like getting yourself back in your body. And I don't think it's any magic. I think it's just that like it's like you just like getting out of your like fuzzy little stressed mind and then coming back into like the calmness of the body.
Yeah, for me it was like the tapping was like kind of, I don't know if it was doing anything with my meridians or whatever, but it was like this constant reminder to just like stay
Stay here.
present
Yeah.
while I was doing these mantras. So it was like almost just like the tapping was a focus on the mantra.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
just allowed
Like
me
what
to
kind of mantra?
stay right here. Well, it depends on what you're going through or what you want to work on. But like, if you have, I think it works really good with anxiety therapy that combines some somatic stimulation with cognitive techniques to address emotional distress and stress. So yeah, you would tap several of these points on your body while you're saying like, I'm really, even though I'm really anxious right now, I love myself
Yeah.
just the way that I am. Or
And it was
something.
always that even though right? That's like a
Right.
big part of it, right?
Right.
Like forgiving yourself for being in this place and then like saying, but I love and accept myself still. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's okay. Like
And then you move to the different
Mm-hmm.
point and you say the same thing or a different thing, and like go around your body on these few points.
Sensory mechanics is cool. That's like there's this guy Pasha who's from here, and maybe you'll know him, maybe you
I
don't.
talked to him, about coming on the podcast. Actually,
That would be epic. Even if
Yeah.
you got to do it online or something. I don't know if he's like always all over the place.
yeah. Well, I was like, if you're back in Willits, hit
Yeah.
us up. We'll have you on.
Yeah, he's cool. So he does a lot of sensory mechanics now, which is really neat. So he took this program called MoveMed, which my friend Jeremiah did a certification in, and then I've just like geeked out with Pasha and geeked out with Jeremiah about it. But it's all about like building pressures in your body. And he took this, and he's really into human design, which is like astrology on crack. Like it's really,
Yeah.
really rad. And he melded them into one really cool system where you can like kind of like find yourself, like the self through the body by like embracing parts of your body. And you can see that in people's posture, right? Just like automatically someone who's sad is going to sink into their body, right? And maybe they need to like open up their heart, but it's cool. But he works with like pressure and building pressure.
That's neat.
Yeah. And that's actually a really cool concept. That's like fun to talk about for me, but pressure in the body, like the body as a hydraulic system. And it comes back to like, it's like if you had a balloon inside your rib cage and you could like expand it, fill it up. And so you try to have the best posture, the best like movement in your body. You want to have a lot of pressure in your torso, especially. And you can like use your breath to like find that pressure. And then you just learn how to maintain that pressure, like by like learning how to like hold against
Engage
it.
your muscles. And
And like let them expand, yeah. And so and if we can have like good hydraulic pressure in our body, then our lymph moves better. So that means our immune system's working better. Our blood circulation's better. Yeah,
I can pee pretty far.
Yeah. You have a lot of pressure going down. We should work on that.
Yeah.
You should come to class.
You should come to a class.
That's actually not a good thing. Darn it, I thought I had one, dude.
You take 3-minute cold showers every day, man.
Yeah.
You're crushing
Yeah.
life right now.
Yeah, pressure.
This is on top of his 20-minute regular shower, too, by the way.
20-minute hot shower.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, dude takes an hour shower.
Give it one of these. You know what I did this weekend that was actually pretty, not actually, I mean, it was really cool, is I did Reiki attunement.
yeah, I heard about
First
that.
one, which was really cool.
Isn't that fabulous?
Really fabulous.
Did you feel what?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting hot hands and zapping flies out of the sky. It
yeah.
was pretty cool. Watch out, dog.
Oh,
He's going to be
shit,
climbing walls later. Like,
Levitating.
dude. So what was that about? Oh, tell us about it.
It's just about learning about, how the body has the ability to heal itself, and each one of us has the ability to channel and harness energy. He's sliding his chair back. We thought it was raining in here, and then from that, use that to allow the body to heal itself, and then heal other people's body. And it wasn't like you really had to do anything other than be a conduit and kind of allow for the energy to flow through you and do what it needed to do in the other person.
yeah.
And you can do it on yourself, and just really, yeah.
Well, it's like what Abraham Hicks talks about. It's source, It's like we're tapping into source and you're becoming the conduit for someone else or yourself.
Yeah.
And that's like something we all need to learn how to do all day, every day. It's like, it's so cool. Yeah. That's neat that you did that.
Yeah, and I mean, don't judge a book by its cover, but through that and ayahuasca, all these different things, like you learn just so much about what humans are capable of.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's all these things and ailments, but if we can become superhuman by dialing it in, like you said, learning posture, doing all these things, adding it, it's pretty cool. It's
Well,
like.
Yeah, I mean, because like tapping into the body, like our body is just like our spaceship for this earth to like carry source.
Right.
It's like, and so if we can correct the body and make it feel really good to let that flow, it's like, you don't have aches and pains to think about. What can I think about? I can think about like bigger things.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a good experience, and I did with Emily, and yeah.
Nice. I love that. I never took a Reiki course, but I know that like source has always flown through me. Like,
Yeah.
and I've been really fortunate. I don't know why it happened. I think, everyone has a thing, but my thing in like 10 years ago, I gave my first massage in school and the guy was like, I would have paid you for that, and it's just like, but I think there's just like that something. It's like, sometimes I'm like, it's not even like my touch or my hands. Like, I think sometimes it's just that there's this energetic force that I'm allowed to be a conduit for.
100%. Whether you had a Reiki attunement or not, I mean, the whole idea is that the flame exists in everybody.
In everybody. You don't even need the attunement. It's great to have it, but but it wasn't necessary in the long, but it's like, it's nice to have the education.
Yeah, and it's some people, it ignites the pilot light a little bit.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
a
I
great
mean?
way of putting it.
And kind of understanding, you're like, okay, there's, the potential for the flame to be lit, and then somebody kind of comes and helps turn your pilot light on, and you
Yeah.
understand how you're able to work with energy and feel it. And
Yeah.
a lot of it with energy work that I find, and even with, doing like ayahuasca and stuff, is that it's happening, but then like you don't believe it because, you know, it can't be true type
Yeah.
of a thing, you know? And so there's this whole idea of like, well, energy, you know, is it real? Am I making it up? Is it actually happening? But the body has magnetism, right? And it's measurable and you can feel it. And
Yeah.
Got electricity fucking
yeah, and
flowing
it's-
around through it.
and
Yeah.
you can totally focus that and tap into source energy and be, you know, use that in ways that you've never even thought of before, or at least, you know, some people haven't.
Yeah. Well, I think like a lot of that frequency is that source energy flowing through us. It's just like when you walk into a room, like when we are together, like our heartbeats start beating in the same like timing at some point, you know, just
Yeah.
because like my frequency is going to meld in with yours, whether yours be higher or lower, we find like a middle ground together. And I think like, yeah, it's like neat to understand that scientifically, to be like, we actually are frequency beings, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that makes so much more sense and give it value as opposed to trying to pretend like it's not like that.
Yeah.
You know, because the more that you are open to that, more you figure it out, like things start to flow
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Makes it
that's
easy.
Exactly. And that's a
Yeah.
lot about like what functional strength and training is. It's just like the flowing of life, and these things are on point and working right. Or, you know, like you said, like you can go and do all these squats and crunches and whatever. That's great. But how well do you pick a paint can up off the ground and set it up on your shelf? Which
Yeah.
is what you're really going to be doing.
What you really need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you
How do
know.
I pick my kid up? How do I
Yeah.
put my bike in the truck?
Load the groceries.
Yeah.
All those different things,
Yeah.
you know, that you just.
Am I doing it just with my arm, or am I like using my whole body to do it? You know?
Yeah, and after you do it for a while, you're not thinking about it. It's just flowing, but
Yeah.
everything flows better, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
How's it flow?
Like this, and like this.
I was telling my class earlier that I danced like a 3-year-old, and that made me think like, yeah, that's kind of how I dance
That's how
too.
Drew dances.
I also yeah. More like a 2-year-old.
That's what I was doing in class.
That's Trump. What are you talking about, dude?
Well, cool. So if people are interested in getting massages, coming to class, you know, finding you, how do they get?
Usually they can just visit my website or my Instagram. My website's somamassageandmovement.com. And
You can book a massage there, right?
You can book a massage there. You can book functional exercise one-on-ones. And then to come to the class, I like people to meet me first because it's weird shit. And I want you to know that you're going to like it. Or I want to know that we're going to vibe because it's a small class. And
You're going to be engaging your toe beans.
And you're going to be, and toe beans take a lot of thought, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So usually I just ask that people like come in and meet me for 30 minutes, just like, and that's like on me, just to like see if we get along, and then they can come to class after that. Sometimes we do a little training if like they need it.
Make
Yeah.
sure they're cool enough to be in the cool kids club. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't. We're like the uncool kids.
Yeah, that's what I really meant. Right?
I'm like a feral kid, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, we saw you outside pawing at different kinds of butterflies. And
Yeah.
climbing trees and stuff.
It's our guest here. Yeah, she's up in the tree.
She's 15 minutes late. I don't know what she's doing.
I think I saw her eat a bird out there. Cool. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
It's really
Good
nice to
time.
have you.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
Right on. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.